Awesome. Thank you, Avi. So descriptive and, you're able to paint a picture with words. Really, really, I'm excited to see what more you're going to create in the future. So tell me, was the character of Ram inspired by a real person, or were any of the characters inspired by real people?
Yeah, well, I've seen a lot of different people in my life. Some of the actions that Grant takes, like how he's strong and he never gives up, was inspired by a lot of people I met, friends and family. But it was not something inspired by one specific person.
Cool. We have a lot of parents and grandparents listening to this conversation, and I'm sure that they're admiring the wonderful job your parents and family have done to encourage and support you in pursuing your passion for writing. What support did your family and your parents in particular provide you to be able to write this novella?
Well, I've done a ton of different activities over the years, including karate and running club, and my family's always told me that whether the activity be physical or mental, I always try to give it my best shot. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose, but I try to persist. So that has really helped me in my writing, and my family has always been there for me. So it really helped in that. Moreover, the 3-month deadline I had to write my book actually really motivated me to finish writing the story since I only had a set amount of time. As a family, before the pandemic, I did attend Bal Vihar classes at the local temple. I learned yoga and meditation. I also used to go swimming, running, and I would eat out with my family. During those times, I got to think more about my ideas in a clear, peaceful place.
That's a lot. You're involved in so many things, and it sounds like you're also a person of many talents with varied interests. And you really definitely have a bright future ahead. Tell us about what's occupying your time these days. Are there any projects in the works, or what do you enjoy doing outside of writing?
I do many things when I'm not writing. I like taking walks around the neighborhood, listening to music, and of course playing video games. Since the pandemic, I've started to enjoy making video reviews of movies, books, etc. I wrote many reviews for Stone Soup magazine, and I thought it'd be a cool idea to make a multimedia version of that. I'm actually creating a website where I can publish my reviews and invite other people to add their own. It's currently in development right now.
Awesome. Let us know when we can check out your website. I want to end our conversation by asking you if you could share some words of advice or inspiration for young authors out there who may be hesitating to write their own stories.
Yes, I would like to say first that anybody can create something no matter how young or old you are. And these are my tips for writing. First, I always like jumping through the story, sometimes creating the end before making the beginning. It can be very satisfying because if you know where the story will land, then you have a big goal, and you can drive the whole story to that goal. Second, don't be too judgmental of your first draft. I've always found that writing without going over all your mistakes allows you to enjoy creating your story more and increases your motivation. After you create your rough draft, that's when I recommend you go and revise it. Lastly, spend a lot of time planning your idea first, like a lot. It's tempting to just jump into it, but if you start writing without knowing your full idea, you will get lost in the story and get more frustrated with it.
That's excellent advice from an award-winning author. Avi's book, 3 Days Till EOC, is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart.com, as well as Stone Soup's online store. I highly encourage all of you to purchase and read it and feel inspired to take action about climate change. Avi, it's been wonderful speaking to you, and on behalf of the entire Hindu Temple of Antelope Valley community, thank you so much for joining me in this conversation. We look forward to seeing you and hearing from you in person at one of our future events at the temple.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me here.
was associated with her, and she was the one who named me. Now let me move on and share with you my essay. A phenomenon of all the things that have been granted to us in this life. Srimati Mathioli R. Saraswati, affectionately known as Sri Amma, is a true treasure who will always be loved and cherished. She is the one who protects us, guides us, and ensures that all of us find peace and happiness both within ourselves and with our friends and family. Amongst all the miracles that she has shared, Sri Amma has enormously impacted the lives of every person she comes across through her kind and genial nature and her wise standing as a guru. Firstly, Sri Amma continually encouraged those around her to pursue any hobbies or interests they had to find their callings in life. Sometimes she would even steer people towards their interests when their minds and hearts felt confused or lost. I have experienced this firsthand, where Sri Amma always encouraged me to question everything and learn from every situation, regardless of success or failure. She will always have time for her questions, no matter how insignificant the topic, and will venture to answer them with confidence and smile. Thanks to that, I was able to learn amazing new skills that have been with me to this very day. And without her encouragement, this may not have been possible. And I can speculate that doing the same for many others. Following that, Sri Amma always encouraged children to pursue their educations and to be involved with their communities. I can still recall my own childhood, where I would be encouraged to run around and help out with any and all of the Nandalala functions that myself and my family were fortunate enough to participate in. Thanks to this, I was able to interact with many people who were at home and able to build the social skills, an invaluable set of skills in our current world. On the topic of education, Sri Amma always encouraged children to pursue their education and resolved to provide this opportunity to as many people as possible. This was done in the form of various awards, scholarship opportunities, and she even went ahead and built a school for those less fortunate in Hyderabad called Mathioli Valley. Finally, Sri Amma was a guide for those who needed clarity on their endeavors. While her decisions may not have always been very clear, there was always a reason for her actions. My personal experience was during a critical stage in my high school. We were supposed to select the core subjects for our final high school year, our senior year. And these were the subjects that would allow us to pursue higher level courses in university. At this point, I was not sure what exactly that I wanted to focus on. I had spent the majority of my school time studying the sciences. Again, I wasn't so sure, so I went ahead and asked her. The results were shocking and quite stressful at that time. Sri Amma asked me to pursue finance, which was one of the most popular courses in the school, and it was not something that you were easily able to enter unless you were within that stream since the very beginning. I steeled myself and jumped in head first anyway. And to my utter surprise, the school accepted my request, and more importantly, I discovered a new subject that I was passionate about, that interested me, all of which was thanks to her guidance. In conclusion, Sri Amma has been a guiding force who always helps those in need, regardless. She always acts with the best intentions in mind for those around her and ensures everyone Thank you so much.
Namaskaram to Pujya Akka. My name is Shyamguru Ganesh. I just have completed my third year in Nandalala Polytechnic Institute in upstate New York, and am currently located in New Jersey. Very happy to have been given this opportunity to take part in this essay competition and write about Sri Akka. And today I will be reading out what the essay that I wrote. Puja Sri Akka has provided us with lessons which we can carry throughout our life. I have had the blessing and privilege to be in close association with her, and hence have had a fair share of experiences. She has guided me throughout my life and has molded me into who I am today. I will share a few of my experiences and lessons that I have learned from Amba during my stay in Chennai. Amba was particular about certain things. Number one, working to one's maximum potential. One incident I recall was after my 10th board exam results came out. I had not given my 100% for it, and she was fully aware of that. I had just crammed for the exams at the very, very last moment. The results came out when I was in New Jersey, and Sri Akka had also come to our house at around the same time. She eagerly asked what my overall grade was and was disappointed to hear that I had gotten a good grade, but nothing close to what my potential was. Seeing her disappointment in me, I knew I had to improve and get a better score on my 12th board. This time I sincerely worked hard from the very beginning. Number two, do your part with full confidence and leave the rest to God. This is another thing that Puja Sri Akka taught all of us. 1 month before my 12th board exam, I visited Sri Akka's house and asked her to mark some pages in my textbook for me to study. This was something I had heard from various people that she did for them before their exams. And I had hoped that she would do the same for me because it would also make my job easier. However, for me, she simply replied no with her classic smile. She claimed that I was already well prepared and would do very well in the exam. She asked me to come to Jayamala, which is her residence, every day to study for the last 1 month before the exam started. And so I did. This was during February to March 2018, when Sri Akka's health was very frail, going in and out of hospital. Despite this, she gave me permission to do namaskaram daily, every day after studying before I left. My results came out in May 2018 after Sri Akka had left her physical sport. I was feeling very miserable because I had scored very well with her blessings getting even through the world, and I could not tell her about this in person. That same day, we had gone to Tiruvane Kaval temple in Trichy, the Akhilaneshwari temple, and I conveyed the message directly to Ambal itself. I was relieved. I knew that she had heard it and she was very happy. Number 3, Ambal taught us all discipline. Living a disciplined life was something Akka taught all of us. While I was in Chennai, Puja Sri Akka introduced me to the J team, which is a male group of volunteers from Nandalala, a young group. We were involved in cleaning the temple premises daily. In addition to that, once a month we did the Sannidhi cleaning, which was basically cleaning the inner sanctums of the Krishna and Pulayar Sannidhi. To be a part of this, Ambal had set a strict set of rules to be followed. This included 2 days prior to cleaning, no outside food, no consumption of onions or garlic, no screen time, inclusive of phone, television, or laptop. She obviously knew I was lazy and I could have easily made it. From then onwards, I realized the importance of prioritizing tasks and proper time management. I apologized to her directly as I had learned my lesson at that moment and never skipped any event afterwards. Nandalala is not for pastime, it is sincerity and determination all the way, and that is what I learned. These are just few droplets from the whole ocean of experiences that I have had with Amba. Thank you again for this great opportunity. Jai Nandalala, Madhyoli Chandra.
Thank you once again to our virtual speakers, especially to Abhi, who, for his prodigious performance. We wish him a spectacular future and can't wait for his family to come with him and receive blessings from Ahimandeshwari in person. I want to now introduce our final competition winner, who is here with us from Pittsburgh. She flew late last night. And Subhanki, we'd love to hear from you. Subhanki will be reading her essay titled Devi Ahimandeshwari.
The first thing that comes to mind when we hear the word Devi is a goddess who is always in a state of ultimate perfection. Devi Ahimandeshwari shatters this misconception and is known as she who's never not broken. Her name carries a double negative, and she is broken because we, as part of the world, are broken with ongoing crises, conflict, and humanistic egos. Our society is driven such that completion and perfection is what defines one's success. Even across many religions and spiritual lessons, we learn about this concept of wholeness and strive to attain this state. However, through Devi Ahimandeshwari, we learn that it is our broken pieces of life that make us complete. In order to understand wholeness, we need to first accept ourselves at our lowest points in life, no matter how broken we may be, and use that to build ourselves up again. She helps us move through the very challenging and difficult times in life, and helps to find the light of our essence. By first working on our own fears and brokenness, can we ever bring peace to the world? Even Devi's mode of transport is a crocodile, and she rides the Vahana through the rivers of life, which is constantly filled with obstacles. Devi stands confidently on a crocodile that is feared by most because fear itself is the driving source that causes grief, failure, and loss in our lives. Through my own personal experience of a karmic relationship, I realized that the goddess will push you to the deepest corner until you can accept that things will not always go the way you want. The feeling of hopelessness and despair I was experiencing went on for a few months until one day I went to visit Devi at the Sri Rajarajeshwari Temple in Rush, New York, which is close to my home. After spending a lot of time meditating, reading about karma yoga and visions, but most importantly to disorient our egos so that we drop our attachments and find our authentic nature. She will be the ultimate guiding light in our life, and no matter how much we try to hide our fears and failures, she will make sure to uncover them so we can see the truth and learn to accept them. Today, most of us stand broken, whether it is physically, emotionally, or perhaps spiritually, questioning the meaning of existence as a virus continues to shatter societies and the welfare of mankind. But if we look deep down to what this has actually resulted in, we will see people spending more time healing, uncovering hidden passions, and being more conscientious of the environment. There is no better time to feel Devi Ahimandeshwari's presence than now. She is here to teach us that there is strength in being imperfect and how to transform fear into creativity to better humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Subhanki, for that insightful essay. I would now like to request Dr. Padmaraja to offer a few remarks about our youth speakers and also award the prizes.
My congratulations to Subhanki Sivanarayanam for an excellent essay. It was well written and gave a very insightful message. I want to discuss briefly on the main aspect of the essay. Vyasji Ahimandeshwari is described as broken. By the term broken, what is meant is that the Devi's creation is imperfect. Then the question imperfection can come out of perfection. Because Devi Akhilanteshwari is the epitome of perfection. We find that Prakriti, that is Mother Nature, is perfect. There is perfect harmony in nature. So, when we probe into the question, we will find that the problem is in the human mind. Devi has hidden the truth of divinity from the mind. Hence, the mind thinks this mind-body complex is what I am. In Bhagavad Gita, mind is described as ignorant, deluded, restless, and ever-changing. Mind can create hell out of heaven and heaven out of hell. The play of mind is known as Maya. It is caused by the veiling power of the Creator, Sri Akhilanteshwari. So, how can we gain perfection or purify our mind? First of all, we have to realize and accept our ignorance. To err is human. Therefore, we must practice humility and be forgiving. When this attitude, with this attitude, when we seek Devi's help and guidance, she is sure to respond in purifying our mind and lifting our soul. She is the Creator that wields the power of veiling, and also she has the power to reveal the truth. So, thank you for your presentation. Subhanki has decided to donate a reward of $500 to Western Pennsylvania School for Blind Children. We expect to see you again next year, and we want to hear more from you. Next two speakers, I won't hold you for long, just a few comments. The Phenomenon by Venkatesh Vilvanath describes Sri Amma as a phenomenon. She is indeed a wonder, a reincarnate of Akhilanteshwari. Her status as such was authenticated by one of the most revered souls of South India, Paramacharya Sri Chandrasekhar Saraswati of Kanchipuram. He was considered the purest soul in India during his time and was endearingly known as Kanchipuriyam. Vilvanath explains how Sri Amma molded his life. A purpose of an avatar is to bring transformation in our lives. And Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatuskrunam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Lord is born again and again for the protection of the good, destruction of the evil, and establishment of Dharma. Sri Amma has been a universal mother and a loving guide to all of us. Venkatesh, thank you for your for writing this essay. I am unable to communicate my thoughts to him.
Might be on the
Because-
live stream, but on behalf of Venkatesh, or symbolically, can we hand it over to, I think we said Latika, I think she's here. Latika auntie was coordinating with all the winners, so further coordination, you can just leave it on the behalf.
Yes, yes, also. Venkatesh also has decided to donate his award to Madhyoli Amma's institution, Madhyoli Vidya Bhajan in Hyderabad. The last speaker, Shyam Sivaganesh, has titled this essay Madhyoli Charan, paying obeisance to Sri Amma for all the practical lessons learned being in close association with Sri Amma. Shyam's whole family, including his parents and paternal grandparents, have been very close devotees of Sri Amma for several decades. Shyam is also donating his reward of $500 to Madhyoli Vidya Bhajan in Hyderabad. So, as Meera has mentioned, the purpose of essay competition was to create interest among the young generation so that they could participate with the temple activities. We want all of them to come and visit our temple and receive the blessings from Devi Agilandeshwari. Sri Amma was the efficient and intelligent cause in the construction of our temple. At Prana Pratishtha of Devi Agilandeshwari in 2016, Sri Amma imbued life into the Devi, and ever since, Sri Agilandeshwari is radiantly alive in our temple. And we want all the devotees to come and get her blessings. Thank you.
Thank you for your words of wisdom, Dr. Padmaraja. We will now be concluding our event, and you can relieve your hunger with delicious food prepared by Woodlands, both today and tomorrow. Lunch is served by Woodlands. You can choose to eat here at the tables, or also you can take a packed lunch back to your homes and hotel if you'd like. We will begin our evening program at 6 o'clock with the Vilaka Puja, which Vilaka Puja is what Sri Amma initiated in 1998 during